Hello and welcome to my page, Holistic Sista. My name is Jem and I'm here to give you a general pick a card reading, which means you get to pick a card, 1, 2 or 3, and I will give you a reading on what card you pick. There are some special little pendants in this with these cards today. You'll see card number 1 has a beautiful brown leaf brooch. So it's like copper actually, copper sort of colour. Number 2 card has a gorgeous little diamante butterfly pendant. And number 3 card has a sterling silver dragonfly. So have a good look at those, take some time and choose your card and tune in to which one you might choose. If it doesn't resonate, feel free to have a listen to the others. Welcome back if you chose this beautiful copper pendant here. There you go. The card you have chosen is the High Priestess. Now, if you haven't tuned in before, I do intuitive readings. I'm so immature. Intuitive readings. So I don't always go by the tarot meaning towards the cards. I usually go by the image that's on the card. So where you're at the moment actually shows through this card to me quite a deep, balanced state and really working on your spiritual connection. It's such a beautiful card. Just very centered in your, like, really going inwards as well and spending time on that self and spiritual healing. We'll see what else comes up with this one. Even though she's got her eyes closed, you can actually see her eyes through her closed eyes. So just because they're closed doesn't mean she can't see, because often it's when our eyes are closed is when we can see best on a different level. Okay. What is happening in your life at the moment? What brings you here? Here we go. Got 3 cards falling out. These are the Light Seers cards also, if you weren't aware of which cards I'm using to start off the reading, and I'll change to some others later. So where you're at now, it's a beautiful card, the World card as well. Lots of opportunity, like the world's your oyster sort of feeling. Making choices of what really fulfills your heart and your soul, and being guided by that inner joy as well on which track to go. So this is where we're at the moment. So quite a beautiful starting to your reading. Pick one more, where it goes. Sister energy. This always represents sister, friendship, family to me. It's the three of cups, so it's an emotional energy as well, but it's that connection with others. So this has been coming up for me as well, and my sister and my mother at the moment who are spending a lot of time together. There you go. So that might also be something that's happening to you at the moment. You're finding that sister connection or that family connection. You've been spending time with the people that you love. Okay. So where do we want to go? What are you desiring right now? Whoop. Desiring something here. Let's take the 2 of them. Desiring balance and having control over your life. I think you're doing a really good job of that, and a lot of, like, you also want that time to relax and let go. We have the Chariot, but to me this card, when I look at it, the black and the white horse together, feeling that you're in control of both the negative and the positive parts of life, and maybe of yourself and your emotional state. Just really desiring that balance between the different, I've gone blank, the different that balance between, for yourself, I'm just looking at the horses in detail. You kind of want that light side to be coming forward more than the dark side as well. I mean, we all have both within us, and that's just the way it is being a human being. It's the yin and the yang of the world and of us. And I just feel that feeling of wanting to have more control and wanting to be in like that lighter side coming out more often for you, and having control over the balance of the two, and also just having more time to be free and party and enjoy life, not always being focused on having to get this done, going to work, getting the jobs done and the work done, but really desiring that time off and that being able to let loose and just enjoy life, really. So let's see what might be standing in the way. I'm going to pick another one from here. Oh, it's already... So standing in the way, when I look at that one, and this one, okay. So I've got this one here. So when I say something's blocking you or standing in the way, it can either be that you're on your own and that you feel like you're having to take everything on by yourself and you don't have the support that you might desire, a feeling of loneliness perhaps, or, very independent energy. So it's either that you're feeling like you're having to take on all the roles and maybe that's working against you in some way in an emotional state, or perhaps that you want to be more independent like that, and that you're not standing on your own foot. I was going to say 2 feet, but you're actually balancing on 1 foot. So see if either of those things resonate with you. And the other one that I've got coming through, blocking you, like in a blocking way, is what's stopping you from getting what you want, is making the choices of what you want, really. So you have many choices in life. There's not really any right and wrong. It's just a different choice. And sometimes it's hard to know what, like we always say, what would be right for my future? What would be best for me? But sometimes it's just about what feels best and what's bringing you the most joy. And even then, that leaves you with questions. But I feel like might leave you with the questions of, well, I don't know what brings me the most joy. But like going into those things, like, so she's got different things up on her desk here. I'll move it a bit closer. But experiencing, like smelling the candle, don't get your hair burnt there. Just got it close to her face. Yeah, experiencing those different parts of life. So that you can make choices. I feel like sometimes it's not knowing what we want and not making those choices that is the block from them the manifesting themselves. Because perhaps the universe is going, well, I'm trying to give you what you want, but you're not so sure about it, so I'm giving you a lot of different things. This one just came straight out, plus another couple on my lap. So coming through after that conversation, I feel like this beautiful card, it's a 4 of trees, but I feel like this is a home, like a homely feeling. A feeling, it's rural, but it's peaceful. Everything's in order, as well as it's like a relaxed sort of feeling. So I feel like this is one of your desires also, that, when I say make your choices of what you want, maybe this is what you want. Maybe it's some alone time. Maybe it's some peace and quiet. Maybe it's being in nature. They might be some ideas of the first things you might want to write down to what... I'm really lost for words in this reading as well. So I'm wondering if that is somehow doing something with you. So I'm not sure if you're feeling a little bit lost and a bit like with your decision making. I want to go this way, but this, I could go this way. I'm just feeling that energy as I read. So it's a bit of confusion about what you want so that those desires can manifest. So what can we do to get to where you want to be in your life? So we've got 7 of lotuses. Now when I look at this card, it's got the frogs down the bottom as well, and one's sort of coming out and one's sort of hiding. And I feel when I look at this card, there's also the lotuses have grown really tall, but one has been snapped, but it's still standing up. It's not wilting. So for me, this is like a past energy. Something has had to shift here, something that you put a lot of energy into and, time, and it grew, but that's had to change. That's had to shift and end in some way for you to be able to have new growth in your life. So I feel like that's a part of what it's saying is important for you. So if you haven't come up to that ending, or maybe just accepting and realizing why that had to end, like the closed doors, open door. Oh my God, my words today. Let's see what I'm like in the next readings. Let's see if it's just me. Yeah, when I look at this one, there's something about communication here too and not being scared. And I'm not sure if you're this little froggy or this little froggy, but I feel like you might be this one. So there's some sort of fear here, fear of others around you, fear of someone in particular disturbing your peace and quiet. So that might be playing on your mind a lot at the moment. Or you're trying to get everything organized for yourself in your future here, and there's someone that is just on your mind a lot, and you're trying to hide from that, and you're trying to protect yourself and take shelter from that energy, but they're coming right at you and they're right in your face. And sometimes those people are going to be in our lives, that energy is going to be in our life, and we don't always have full control over, well, we don't have control over what other people are doing, only what we're doing. So but obviously that still affects our emotional balance. So what else do we need to do that would be good for you, this situation? I actually turned 2 over. So again, we've got the Composer, which is really about having control over your own life and creating your own life and what you want. It's like an orchestra composer there with all the flowers and, oh my goodness, lilies. Why am I saying lilies but not? I've lost my words. I've really lost them for this reading. It's strange. All my words have disappeared. So I don't know if this is relating to how you're feeling in some way. Like you're struggling with communicating your feelings. You're maybe having some memory trouble. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. But it is saying that you are a part of creating your life as well and deciding the things that make you happy. The romantic card has also come in. So here's a beautiful card here. Now this could mean one of two things, because that person is alone in the boat by themselves. So, but they are happy with the little romantic trip. So I feel like this is more about self-care that would help you and giving yourself that romance that you might be lacking in your life, like really nurturing yourself, whether it's through being good to your body, being healthy, buying yourself little gifts, doing special treatments for yourself, something where you're nurturing yourself in a way that is just for you. It doesn't always have to be spending money either. It can be just organizing to take that time out. And it could even be going in a boat on a river, like something really relaxing for yourself. And also, you know, as the card before it said, you are the composer of your own life. So it's time for you to start scheduling, and I'm relating to this, scheduling in that time for yourself to give yourself the self-care that you need. Okay. I've got 2 more cards that flipped over here. So this is going to be about your future. Okay, so the future coming in with this card. So you do have a little bit of some emotional things that might be coming up for you. Nothing to be scared of. This is just a part of life. As we said with the Chariot earlier, I know that's a real desire of yours to get that balance. And you can get that balance while life is still happening around you, because it doesn't stop. The chaos, the things that we might find uncomfortable I don't know if they ever really go away completely. It's just about our perception changing on how we handle them. So I feel like even though things might not always go the way that you wanted them to go or you envisioned them to go, you know, perhaps this is like a houseboat here. So being in the middle of the emotion as well, it's almost like your boat. This could even be, I'm feeling, might be present energy for some people as well, not the future. Some people are already at this point. So I feel like the home that you had for yourself did not work out. The plans that you had for yourself did not work out. But the lotuses, now it's come back to me. The lotuses are still there. I mean, it's on the, yeah, it's written on the card. I should be able to read it. But there's a houseboat in the background, and even though that isn't the ideal home for you, because it is still a bit emotional and rocky, there is somewhere for you to be, and there is that backup until you get exactly what you want. because right now it doesn't feel like you're exactly where you want to be. You're still questioning a lot of the future and what you want. You've had to end some things in your life and make some new choices. But now this is really guiding you to be the creator of your own life throughout the ups and downs that do come in. We have the peacemaker coming through next, and it's got the sun and the moon, and also spilling over into the water with the lotuses there as well. For me, this is like a cup full of emotion. So when I see this one, I think it's a beautiful card for your future, showing that you get to that point. The desire to have that balance with this one, you get to that point of finally balancing between the masculine and the feminine, the dark and the light, the different opposing energies that are always in life, not necessarily posing in a negative way, but just finding that balance for yourself, I think, is something you've really been striving and desiring for. And I do see that coming for you. I feel like perhaps there's still some emotional baggage. I don't want to say baggage, but there's some emotions that perhaps still need some more processing, which I can relate to that, of course. We still have emotions throughout our life that come up for us that we thought we might have dealt with, and they've come back, and we need to process some more and figure out where that's coming from, if that makes sense. But I do see a really bright future there with that card. So I'm going to choose one more card about your future here. So I do see a beautiful future. So when I look at this reading, I'll just have a little recap of it. So we've got, you're in a really positive place in your spirituality and trying to balance and center and getting into that energy. It's really beautiful energy. That's this one here. And then the second one we have is the world. So I feel like there's lots of opportunities out there for you, and you're sort of on the brink of starting something new, but there's so many possibilities. Maybe you're not sure what to choose at this moment. You have been spending a lot of time with family or sisters or friends, feeling that energy of those people, and it seems like a positive experience for you. In your desires, you have that desire for balance over your positive and negative emotions and things going on in life. Perhaps you felt like there's been a lot more of the negative happening, uncomfortable changes for you, and you're really striving for more of that positive. Also the feeling of that freedom and wanting to just relax and have a good time and party and stop having to work so hard, but having some time off. The next card as well about standing on your own feet. So in the way of a block in your life, it might feel like there's too much responsibility for you and you're having to balance on the one foot. For some of you, it might feel like you need more of that. But I think the other thing that comes in with the block is also not knowing what you want so that it's able to be manifested. So really experiencing different parts of life, and even if it's researching as well and talking to other people that might have experience with these choices that you're making. But I do see also that, that yearning for that beautiful, relaxing home and lifestyle of having everything in order, having peace, being productive, with the tractor there. And what do we have here? We have, so this card here was about some of the past that's had to end for things to change, with that lotus being cut off there, and someone in your life that might be in your face that you're trying to hide from to get away from that energy. Something that will help you here. The composer, realizing that it's time to start deciding what you want in your life so that you can make it happen. Because if we don't know what we want, we can be a bit all over the place with what we're bringing in, but making some real deciding some real things. This is what I want my life to look like. I want it to be here. I want it to be there. I want this in my house. I want this in my job. I want that sort of thing. But also that self-love as well. The romantic coming in, treating yourself like you are your romantic partner in a way, giving you, like, what would you do or what would you want your partner to give you in terms of love, and starting to do those things for yourself, even if it's like self-massage, like not being in whichever way you want. You know what's extremely interesting about these two cards is I lay them down together, I'll show you, they actually connect. So they connect perfectly. So the composer and the romantic, the pictures in them. So the boat actually connects, the waves connect, the tree connects. So those cards to come out together in the same part of the reading, telling you, you know, what's going to help you, I think it's a real big sign on self-love, self-care, and realizing that it's taking those steps yourself, making that stuff happen is important. Then we have the Five of Lotuses. This is for your future. So also for some people this might be present, because I do feel that energy as well, that some people have been through this recently. So it's just about your home life and about your goals, that they didn't go the way you wanted them to go, or, you know, they're not perfect, but you do have a backup here, and it's not ideal. It's not exactly what you wanted and planned for. And some of the things that you're manifesting might not be ready to enter now for whatever reason. So there is that emotional struggle with that card, but just a reminder that you haven't sunk. There is somewhere else for you. So whether that's you've been struggling with somewhere to live, or emotionally, that there is someone there or something there for you, and it might not be ideal, but you're going to be okay. And the Peacemaker also coming in for that future card, saying you will find that balance. There is some emotion that you have to process still, but you will find that balance you desire and that magical life that you're desiring. There's just a few steps along the way, and choosing what you want and looking after yourself and giving yourself that love as well. That's what I feel coming through with that one. So I'm going to give you one of these cards. So this one's this one's a new one. It's James Van Prague cards, The Soul's Journey. The first one were the Light Seers Tarot, and the second ones were, I've got the packet here with me, or the book. I'm not going to remember it, am I? Sorry. Watch one of my other ones, you'll find out. Okay. Just a little message for you. Okay. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, which is perfect really to come with your reading, because I think that's a big part of it, is setting your mind to it, of what you want, like really in a detailed way of what you want, so you can start making steps to get there. Because while it's just a thought, there's no steps coming, because it's not the this is what I'm doing sort of feeling with it. Now I'll just say I will pick you one last card, and it fell onto my lap, and there's 3 of them. Now, I haven't even looked at these cards, so this will be interesting what I read from these ones, because these are my new cards, and I can't even tell you what they're called. These are the backs of them, though. Let's see what we get. Integrity. It's a beautiful card, actually. I love the image on this card. It's a woman who's naked with animals surrounding her, and interesting that owl has also been coming in for me recently as well. But it's that strength in the vulnerability. So being naked can be quite vulnerable, especially if others see you bare like that. But it's the strength she has in that. So she sits in her vulnerabilities with no worry about what others are thinking of her, to just say, this is me, this is who I am. I am strong. I've been through a lot. I have others on my side. I have my past experiences of strength on my side and wisdom on my side coming up here. I'm not alone. I've been here many times before. I think that's something that has helped me get through my life, remembering that I'm so much more than the gem that appears in front of you, that we all are bigger than the people we are presenting in this particular life, where our souls have been through so much more than this one life. And keeping that in mind as well, of how strong you are, and being able to be vulnerable but strong at the same time, like strength in that. It does take strength to be vulnerable, you know, and open up about our true feelings, and choosing the right people to do that with, people we can trust, feel we can trust, or a professional if we don't feel like we can trust anyone around us. I hope that you enjoyed this reading anyway, and you got something out of it. I do feel that a lot of self-love and decision-making time for you right now, but I do also feel that real desire that you have connected in as well already in a spiritual way. So I wish you all the best. If this one didn't resonate with you, feel free to tune into the next reading, which was the beautiful Diamante butterfly. See you next time. Thank you very much. Welcome to card reading number 2. If you picked this beautiful diamante butterfly pendant, there it is. So professional with my background. It's hard to find space in a busy house, so here we are. But I hope you get something out of the reading, if not the imagery. The card that you picked for this, if you picked the beautiful butterfly, is the Five of Cups. Now, as I've said, I usually go off the imagery, not necessarily the tarot meaning of the Five of Cups. But I'll show you the image first. When I look at this image, I do feel that sense of feeling worn out, exhausted, emotionally exhausted. I feel like you've been through a lot to get to this point where you're at now. There's a lot you've worked on in yourself and in your life already, working through emotional stress or strain, or events or people, and you're in the middle of that. You feel that you're in the midst of that still. So there's something you're currently processing at the moment that you're working through emotionally and letting that release. There's a bit of sadness still there, and trouble in your mind or your heart. But the most positive thing to remember about this card is that there's this beautiful cup here just waiting for you here, full of rainbows. You can see that there. So even though you can't see it yet and you might not be able to feel it yet, I feel this is your future and it's not far away for you, from you, both. But there's still something you're processing and letting out, something you need to let go of here, so that can come in. It will be coming in, but it's just you're in the middle, I feel, with that card of processing something emotional. I'll pick another card to see where you're at the moment in your life, how you're feeling, what's going on for you. And we got one thrown out. Okay, that makes sense as well, coming in with the Fool card. So at this point in your life, I feel like because things have been strong and emotional and maybe you felt like you haven't had control over this thing you're trying to process at the moment, you really are just having to do a deep let go and just let the universe decide where it wants to put you. The reading before was very much about making decisions and taking control of your life and manifesting where you want to be. Number one's reading. Number two's reading, I feel, is more about letting go and letting yourself go, having blind faith in the universe, faith in magic. There's a beautiful amethyst crystal there. Faith in your spirits, whatever your beliefs are, really. Having faith in that there's more to this life and that sometimes we don't have control over particular parts of our life, for all of us, and sometimes we're not exactly where we want to be, and all we can do is just let go and go with the flow and let the universe, our guides, take us to where we're meant to be, and putting that trust in and saying that I trust in you and I'm here, show me and I will follow. I shall fall back. I've lost a couple cards out of there. They got mixed up. So what else is going on for you at the moment? Whoa, there's a lot going on for you at the moment. I think you need a full reading, actually. Okay, let's start with this one. That makes sense coming up as well. So there has been pain. There's been a lot of emotional strain for you, and it's time to rest and relax and, like the card before said, give in to that. It's the Four of Swords there, and when I look at that card, it might represent for some people family as well, having the four there with the love heart, tying it all together, but at the same time being a sword reading and having these sort of pointy sticks in the middle of this cozy little nest. I feel like it's also like letting go and accepting the pain in life, being able to be okay in the midst of the storm, and being able to relax and let go. Center yourself, ground yourself. Things will always be going on around you. It's the inner world that we have the control over, not the outer world. And controlling our inner world does have an effect on the outer world as well. But if we do want some control over the outer world, we got to start with the inner world. I think that's what this one's trying to say to you as well. But really, I can feel the pain in this one and some sadness in this one, and just having to give in, not give up, give in. Just give in to what's going on around you, the things that might be uncomfortable, or people in your family that might not be in the place that you might want them to be in, or might be causing you some sort of heartache. I'll pick one more for where you are, and then we'll go on to where you want to be. So one more for where you are. So there's something about a male leaving. Not sure if that's you. I feel like it's someone that's walked away from you, or you may have walked away from them, but they're leaving in some way. So there is a male presence in your life that is, or masculine presence that's left or leaving. I don't see it as a negative thing. I actually see it as a positive thing. So even though they're walking away quite happy themselves, there in this card, I do feel that they're leaving a lot for you as well in the background here. So to not be worried that you're not left with anything positive out of the fact that they're leaving. So it might not be finances. It could be something emotional that you've learned by them leaving out of your life, something that you've had to learn. But I do see some positivity coming out of them leaving. So that's what that card says to me. I mean, that could be different for everyone. A relationship, a workplace relationship, any sort of a parent. It could be someone who's passed away. And in that case, I would say that even though there is that loss for you, there's still something to be gained for you, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, physically, monetarily, something that can be gained by them leaving. And I didn't ask the question, but I did put the intention out there that this is where you want to be. But I do feel that this is just a reminder card for you that you do have spirit on your side. So when you're giving up with the Fool card, when you're letting go and giving up, letting go, not giving up, what am I trying to say? What's the word I'm trying to get out? I just feel like there's a strong message of spirit being around you and guides being around you, which they are for all of us, but just that reminder for you that they are there helping you to make the choices, and maybe even giving you little clues along the way. There you've got the white bird, which to me means spirit for me. Okay, where do we want to be? Where are you desiring to be in your life? I think I'll put them back in again. This is the Light Seers, by the way, tarot. This first deck. Oh, we want to be in so many places, don't we? We want so much to happen. Okay, what do we want to happen here? What's our desire? Okay, you're wanting that independence. You're wanting to be able to stand on your own foot. 2 feet, foot. Like even more independence than 2 feet. Being able to balance like that. Being the driver of your own life, having that wheel there. Being in control. Also money as well, when I see the pocket being full there. So I feel like this desire to have everything the way that you want it, and being able to be in control of those decisions. And like, I feel like this is this is what I want, blah, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make this happen. I want to be in control of what's happening in my life around me. Perhaps you're not feeling that. I'll have a look into that. I know you are processing some things at the moment, so I do feel like that's one of your desires. You're also desiring to let go of all that emotional stuff that might be holding you back at times. That real strong desire to just let it go, let go the pain, the stress, the worry, whatever it has been for you throughout our life. And we all have that. And I have that desire to, we're always learning and healing and processing, but there's room for other things to come up for us to learn and process and heal and let go of, and just wanting to change those core beliefs and just stop that ruminating, whatever that is. Like, I just want it gone. I just want to be free of it and to feel just free, just relaxed and open and free. We've got some more desires here. Again, there's that choice card coming up. Desiring to know what you want as well. So I feel that in this card. Desiring what choices what you want in life. You're leaning to this direction. maybe you're making a new decision in your life of what you want. Maybe this is the old and this is the new, and you're wanting to maybe make a change in your life. You're desiring some sort of change and some sort of new beginning. And the two other cards, they actually came up in the first reading as card 1. So there's some similarities in this reading to card 1's reading. So you might even resonate with that one as well, because a lot of the cards are showing up again, but in a different order as well. The desire for you is having those friends and that family time and that sister love, that sort of thing. Maybe even daughters for some of you, but having that emotional love with other females and that feminine energy if you are a male as well. It's not really a gender thing, it's more just about the masculine and the feminine energies that come through, that real emotional, physical, intimate friendship connection with that one, which could be family as well. And again, this card of you desiring that balance again, with balance over your emotions and balance in life in general, because I feel like perhaps sometimes, or most recently, things might not have been how you want them to be, and this is just showing that what you really desire is to be in control of that, the ups and the downs of life, and not letting this one take the lead, but this one more often. So what is blocking that right now? Let's have a look. Which ones should I use? I'll use a couple of different ones. So what might be blocking these desires? Getting something about communication, perhaps, some of you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The way that you're seeing things is actually a big block to getting what you want right now, because I feel like you're feeling really trapped and tied up, and like you don't have any control, and like you can't see clearly, and others are taking control of your life, and there's like these crows coming in on an energetic level. Like there's a lot of stuff that you feel you don't have choices in. But just to remind you that this might be temporary, and to try and manifest more of this in the choices that you're making when you talk about yourself and your life. I guess when it says what is your block, it might be more to do with how you're seeing the situation might be the block, because two people can be in the exact same situation and see it completely different. One person can see it like this as a holiday, as a time off, and one person can feel like I'm in limbo and I don't know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So I'd feel like changing that perception around in your belief system and the way you word things. Like, I don't have a job. Right now I'm working on some other things that are a priority. That's just something that came through to me in the way that you're talking about yourself and talking about your life. What else might be blocked? So there is that financial block there. I do see that. It is money changing hands, so I don't feel like, we'll look into the future some more and what can help you, but I do feel like you've got that hand out asking for money. Like, I just need some money to get through, or it's something material that you're needing to get by. So when I look at this card, I do feel it's a finance block there, or some sort of physical block for you. It could even be health for some people. Like, that's the block, something I'm needing more of, that I'm really desiring that I don't have. So there is something like that definitely for you, and that can make things hard, and it can make things hard in the way that we talk when we're having those sorts of blocks. But it's also thinking of some different ways to say I don't, like changing from the lack in the way that we talk. So right now my money's going towards other things. And also in the block we've got the King of Swords. So this is going to be different for different people, of course, for a general reading. So for some people, I actually see this as a person, a masculine energy person that has caused trauma, strife, stress, and had control over you. And that is a block and someone that you need to get away from. That is not a message for everybody. That is, if you hear that, that's specific for some people. There's a person in your life that has had a lot of control over your emotions and caused you a lot of pain that is still in your life in some way, and having some control. So that is a bit of a block there. For other people, it's just the past of that emotional control, that the circumstances in our lives, the traumas, the people we've had in our lives in the past that might have caused us those feelings. So that might still be coming as an emotional block for you moving forward, feeling those emotions, ruminating on those people, those emotions, PTSD, trauma. These are, I mean, it's easier said than done to just work through our trauma, but I do feel like that might be something inside that is working at a block and something that needs to be processed. So we're going to look at what's going to help you with that as well. So I'm going to pick a couple of different cards. I've changed decks. It's going to help you. Well, this one. Definitely new beginnings. We're on to some new beginnings here for sure. A new emotional way of looking at life. Okay, so the cards that I got on for what's going to help you, we've got Ace of Lotuses. So lotuses with the water dripping down like that. You've grown so much through emotional times, like the lotus represents growing out of the mud and coming so far. And I feel like this water, what's going to help you, that letting go, just that deep let go of the stories that you're telling yourself about certain people and what they think of me and what they're doing, and or what they've done and the effects that they've had on me. And not saying that any of it's not true. I'm just saying that what I feel this card is telling you to do is to start letting go of those stories that you're repeating and telling yourself, because I feel that with that card there being the block too, the perception. And it's not to say that these events didn't happen, these people didn't hurt you, these uncomfortable emotions aren't there, but it is advising you to try and let go of the ruminating and the talking about and the complaining about and this is what I went through and this is what they did to me. I feel like this card is about a new beginning emotionally for you, about having to let go of those things that you've been holding on to and going over and over. The other card that comes through on this one is karma. So that's interesting to come through, because I feel like in relation to that letting go, it's realizing that about karma, you know, we all have our lessons to learn here, and holding on to the anger and the pain that other people have caused you or something has caused you in your life, it's not going to change the fact that it's happened. So just accepting and having faith that everything is happening the way it's meant to. This might have happened for you to learn something. This might have happened for them to learn something. We can't always be the judge of that, but a part of letting go is realizing that giving up that feeling of control that we need to feel, that revenge or that spite or that anger or that holding on to that about the things that have happened from others or in our past. I feel like it's that card is really telling you to not be responsible anymore for that emotion, that emotional pain and hurt or whatever it is, but just a real get rid of it, let it go. Don't think about it anymore. It's done. It's over. Now, some people might be going through something at the moment with that person, but this is really giving me that sign of having to let this stuff from the past go. What's done is done. Being angry about it, acting in a way that might be vengeful is not serving anybody. Let it go. It's done. If you have to walk away from that person in some way, do that. Let them go if you have to let them go, but staying in that mental energy where you're constantly going, this is what they did to me, this is what they're doing to me, this is how horrible they are, you know. And then if you're ever in the presence of that person, like that story telling itself over and over, then you're expressing that in your energy to them as well. And I don't feel that's helping anybody. So really just having a deep let go of that one. Let's see one more for what might help you at the moment. I've got two more. So we got the two of birds. Now when I look at this guy, he's struggling to pull something very heavy. And there's also a person in the background that's sitting, actually looks like they're playing singing bowls. Yeah, it does. I'll put it up close to you. I don't know if you can see it clearly. But I feel like, again, this is another guide towards just putting it down. Put it down. Stop hurting your back. Stop carrying all the weight, the emotional weight. Just put it down and sit and relax and meditate and let go. Do some singing bowls, music, listen to music, get sound healing, whatever it is that's going to help you. So I think music is being told, coming in through with that in the background for the relaxation. So some of you might, for you, that might be meditation, visualizations, relaxation music, that sort of thing. Or to some people, it could be heavy metal. Someone was telling me about that recently, the energy of heavy metal. It doesn't work for me, but for some people, that's relaxing. So each to their own, whatever helps you. But I do feel, again, that's just a sign. Just put it down. Put it down. And build a bridge. There's a bridge over a river here, and there's two people walking towards it. And I really feel it's time to build a bridge. Stuff's happened. You just can't keep holding on to it forever. Build that bridge. You don't even have to cross the bridge and meet the person on the bridge. Just build it for your own sanity, for your own, so you can let go of it yourself, of the anger. If this doesn't resonate for you, it might in a different way, or you might need to move on to another card reading. But I'm really feeling that message coming through quite strongly for this reading. So let me go through it a bit more. In a nutshell, the place you're at the moment, you are processing some things that are keeping you occupied on a deeper, not so comfortable emotional level. That was this card here. But there are some beautiful things that maybe you can't see yet about to come in once you finish that processing and letting go of that. A lot of let go in this. The Fool card coming through, another let go, having faith. The universe has your back. We had coming in with some of the blocks. I think this was the blocks. That Four of Swords and being able to be comfortable and relaxed in the chaos, because things aren't always going to be, not necessarily chaos, but things aren't always going to be the way we designed and chose and planned for. Again, there's the card coming in with someone leaving, so a man of some sort leaving, but it does show they are leaving something positive behind. Just that reminder that spirit is on your side with making choices, that there is guidance there. And the other block for some people, this was either past trauma that's still in your mind, or a masculine energy that might be in your life that's having some control over your emotions. So that could be past or present for people. And that could also just represent that emotional stuff from the past. Also your perception of the way you're talking about things and seeing things. So making sure that we watch the way we talk about things, because even just the words we use changes our own perception on things. And like I said earlier, two people can be going through the same experience and have a different story about it. So changing that story in the way that we speak. Your desires are all about working through those emotions, being independent, standing on your own feet, having control, taking control of the bus, being able to make choices towards the things that you're really desiring, which is sister energy as well. Being in control of your life and having to bring more of that light positivity forward. What else do we have up here? It's just such a big let go of these emotions that are playing and having control over things, letting go of that and changing your perception, I feel. So let's see what this card is the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards, James Van Praagh. And we have, okay, we got purpose flipped up straight away. I know what I'm here to do. Do you know what you're here to do? It can take, I feel like I've only recently found, I don't know, we have so much different purpose, you know. It's not just like one purpose, not like a job that I'm meant to do necessarily, you know what I mean? But the things that you're meant to do, being love is something we're all meant to do, I think. What I'm here to do. I'm here to be love. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be patient. I'm here to remember who I am. I'm going to pick another one because so many fell out. I'm going with this one, and it says, doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Sometimes we don't have control and we just need to have faith, let go, be the fool, give in, and release the need, not only to have all the answers, but to have the full control over our lives right now, because there are things working in the background and there are guides on our side working for us, and we might not know where we're going, but they know where we are. So thank you very much. I hope that was helpful for you. And if it wasn't, please rewind, listen to number one. Though I think number one and number two, there's some messages that cross over. So number one might work for you as well. Thank you very much. I'm Gem, Holistic Sister. We have card number 3 coming through next. Sometimes if you're feeling low, listening, I'll help you let it go. Today we can start afresh. Hello and welcome to card reading number 3. If you picked this beautiful sterling silver, where are we, dragonfly pendant that my sister gave me actually, you picked the Justice card. Now, as I have said in earlier readings, I read intuitively, so the cards often show up differently, their meanings, and also I don't generally go by all of the tarot meanings, but some of them might influence what I have to say. When I pick this card out and I look at it, I feel this strong need for balance, or the strong desire for balance. This is where you are now. I feel like you've had to show up with a more stern, is the word I'm feeling, harder, not as soft. I feel like in life at the moment you've had to show up with a little bit more of that part of you. That's what I feel when I look at this woman's face here. And it's not a negative thing, but it might be a part of yourself that you've had to call upon recently, to really stand up and be strong and show how powerful you are in circumstances in your life at the moment. Could be family, could be work. I'm not sure exactly in which way that might be for you, but I do feel that that's had to come forth. You're a very kind and loving and soft person, but I feel like you've had to bring that forward with something that's going on in your life at the moment. That part of you, that strength has had to come in. Let's see. What else is going on for you at the moment? Okay. So I do feel like there's something in the way of study, learning, work, absorbing information in some way for yourself, and also that you've made choices on what you want for your future. So that may have been more recent that you've done that, or just that you're on track with your life at the moment in terms of putting your energy into what you want, and in that study way, that focus, that learning, that building a business, building work, building the information that you have, education-wise, something like that. What else is going on for you? So I do feel like you've really been going inwards at the moment to, like, you've got goals that you're creating here. So maybe there's some new goals that have come up for you, because we've got 7 of Wands here. They're not lit up yet, but it's like you're in that place of solitude and working out what you really want. I feel like that's where you've been, and this is what I desire, this is what I want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm meditating, I'm manifesting, I'm calming myself, I'm going inwards to make these things happen. Okay, so what are you desiring? Oh, they're just popping out all over the place. Oh, the Empress. The Empress, actually, she's the world as well in her tummy. So I feel like this desire is for something new and something big to take off. Like you've got this love and this energy. It's almost like a spiritual thing that you're desiring for. For some, it could even be a baby. Like that is a possibility for some of you out there. It might be that you're desiring birth, to give birth, or some type of life. that did come through for some of you. You may have lost someone, and that's what you're desiring as well, for them to come back to you. I do feel like also this card, when I look at it, it's like it's got the fish swimming over the shoulders too, with the water there. I feel like you want your emotions to work together. You're desiring for everything to be at peace, which why wouldn't you? Desiring to have everything relaxed and beautiful, and I do feel that is happening for you. So what else are you desiring at the moment? What are you desiring at the moment? Is it for me to sing? I don't think it is. Okay, so I won't. Oh, okay, it's just you really want this goal to be achieved. You've got your eyes set on something big. It's like, it's not about just doing a little hobby anymore for you. It's like, I want to make what I love and what I enjoy. I want to make this happen. I want this to be my focus. I want this to take off. I want it to ignite. This is the desire that I have, to stand here strong, achieving my goals, letting that light burn. So let's have a look at what might be blocking you at the moment. So what might be blocking you at the moment, I feel, is you might have, sorry if this doesn't resonate, but I feel it might resonate for me, actually. I feel like you have your head in the clouds a little bit at the moment. So I think you have all the ideas. Like, I think we've got a flying pig there. So it's like, it's all the dreams and the desires are there that you want, what you want to make happen, the things that might seem impossible as well. The bowl to be empty of anything emotional or draining too. The love, the balance with the water there as well, the emotional balance. But I feel like what's blocking you is maybe that you're still in the head a little bit too much. So, or it's stepping out of that head and stepping out of it just being an idea and a dream and putting it into reality through the steps that you can take. Let's see what the next one says with that. So this is all to do with what might be blocking you. Yeah. Money could be blocking you from getting what you want right now. Finances, they are for a lot of us. Feeling that you're really needing to save money and to hold on to every last dollar at the moment, even though you might be wanting to put that into a business, putting that into a goal that you're wanting to achieve. So we've got that card. She's holding a purse very close to her, as if it's very important what I have in here and I don't want to lose it. Or maybe you're just taking that time with what you have as well, because you don't feel the timing is right. So you're holding on to what you already own and what you already have before you take that next step out. So that could even be a message for some, that time is not the right timing for you in some way. I'll just see if there's any more blocks first. If nothing falls out. Oh, what happened there? Oh, interesting. Okay. Another one fell too. So what else could be blocking you? Again, for some of you, it might be family and animals, believe it or not. Yeah, it's definitely a time thing and could also be a money thing for some of you. But I do feel like there's something else going on in your life right now that's taking up your time and distracting you. And it's not necessarily a negative thing that's happening. It's just that it's not allowing you to work on that goal that you're really wanting to achieve and come through. So I'll show you that, or that family energy. So time, children, having the time if you're a parent, maybe you're looking after parents, animals, and that does take a lot out of you. Also your living situation at the moment. So there's something about you not being quite settled in your living situation. Perhaps you're about to move houses. Perhaps you haven't unpacked yet from moving houses. I do feel like there's been a move of some sort where you're not quite ready yet to start on this goal. So there's that timing factor coming in again there with things moving around. It's the 10 of Wands, so it's, you know, when I see wands, it's all to do with goals. So you could actually be moving. That might be a goal of yours, and that's a block for you getting ahead with your other goals, because you're in the middle of trying to do that, or you have moved, or you're planning to move soon, in some way. That could even be an office space, a workspace that you're planning to move into, something there that might be blocking you in terms of space and moving. So what can help? What can help with these blocks at the moment? Let's have a look. So I feel like you have a lot of goals and you know what you want, and your desires are really beautiful. Just maybe some financial and time blocks and where you are right now. So again, what can help you? Of course, the high priestess, but with this image, I just see like spirituality, connecting into your intuition. That can help you a lot at this time. Using this time when maybe you can't make the big goal that you have come true right now. Maybe the timing isn't right now, but spending the time you do have to go inwards, to visualize, to manifest, to heal, to meditate, to communicate with spirit, with guides, with loved ones, all about that love and going in and peacefulness. Full moon meditation. I know that's not a full moon on a head, but still, or you know, any sort of moon meditations, rituals, cleansing, something in the way of spirituality, I feel, for that one, and intuition. So that's what could really help you at the moment, really being guided by those things, talking to spirit, like out loud even, doing things like pendulums and using them for answers, going within, taking some, even if it's 5 minutes, even if you can't get 5 minutes, even if it's 2 minutes where you just sit and just try and put those thoughts away. And for some people, and especially for me more in the past, when I haven't been able to clear my mind, I had to put something else in my mind to focus on so that those thoughts won't come through. So that might be the same for you. It might be replacing those thoughts with something else to focus on. So also, what is good for you? Again, focusing. So focusing on the positive. So being grateful. You could even be doing a gratitude journal, photo gratitude journal, writing down the things you're grateful for. Because when I look at this card, I feel this person is not seeing all the wonderful things that have been given to them and have been presented to them. They're focused on the lack and what they don't have. So I don't have the thing I want here, here, and here. Which, you know, when you're someone who sets a lot of goals, that might be how you're feeling. I don't have these ones set. But also remembering to focus on what you have achieved and what you do have. And I feel like really focusing on that light, on what you do have, can also help to bring in what you want and what you desire. Focusing what you have and the wonderful things that you have brings in that energy of gratitude, and that energy of gratitude can help with manifestation. So I feel that will really help you. What else could really help you at the moment? Here. You've got so many ideas, I feel. There's so many things you want to make happen. You're also in the middle of doing something else that might... I feel like it's a balancing act. Like if there's been so much going on for you at the moment, so trying to balance everything has been difficult. When I look at it, all I can say is just continue the balancing act. You do have guides there. Keep choosing different ways, you know, thinking of new ideas and how to make things work for you, how to balance, how to even just doing a lot of writing and reading on things that might help you in your life at the moment, for achieving those goals that you want to achieve. How do I get here? A lot of book reading, researching. So These are, for me, represent ideas, and these ones spirit, and that one's a little bit of the balancing act there on the sword as well. It feels like you have been balancing. It might not have been easy, but you are. And that advice too is to look into other resources, I feel, on ideas on how you can make things work for you in this, in a way of getting more time for yourself as well, or moving if you are looking to move. So I'm going to choose one of these cards with a little bit of advice for you. This is the Soul's Journey, and then I'm going to go on to your future and what it's looking like. So, peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. There you go. It's beautiful. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Yes, I am. Letting that one sink in. Okay, what does your future look like? What do we have going on? Ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on for your future? So much going on for your future. I feel like things are really going to take off for you. So you've had these big goals, and right now might not be the right time because you've got something else going. My alfalfa hair. Remember alfalfa from the was it Little Rascals? I think that was his name. Anyway, squirrel. 10 of Lotuses I've got for your next card for your future. I feel that is such a beautiful card for the future, showing how much you've grown out of the dirt and the mud, to be the 10 as well. So beautiful. I think that's really positive for your future energy. The veil coming through there, showing that you're stepping into something new for yourself. So that's going to be different for everyone. So whether that's a business thing that for your goal, you're stepping into something completely new and you're seeing things from a different perspective. The veil, for some people, that could be spirituality. So you're stepping through a veil spirituality. You might even be a spiritualist or medium or something like that yourself, where you're actually advancing in that direction, I feel. We've got a few come out for your future. We've also got the crow. The crow, again, to me, is such a magical creature. Often some people believe that they are capable of flying between realms, the crow, and there's a lot of magic around the crow energy. I do feel like it's a really powerful energy personally, and I do feel like this card coming with the veil as well. They actually kind of match in. Should I show it to you? The crow. I feel like that's you having choice over the world that you want to live in. You know, walking through to the other side of what you're creating and what you want. I feel that that's such a strong desire, and you have those goals already coming up right now. Even though it might not feel like it's the right time, I do feel that's messages coming through. There is something that is really big for you that you're coming into. What else do we get? I feel like it's really positive. I just feel like your future is looking so bright and beautiful. I feel like there is this things that you're going through right now with change at the moment, and to working on that gratitude and that spiritual practice will help you. When I look at this one, I do feel like there's someone else. There's like the 9 of trees. So I feel like this is another really positive card. So beautiful with them growing, this great temple behind. So I do feel for some of you this could be emotionally spiritual growth for you. And I see these 2 little people in the tree, and I'm feeling like they're a support system that you've grown to meet. It's almost like you started down here, and this is you growing. You're the tallest tree here, and I feel like you've grown past these 2 now. Like before, you were looking up at them, and now you're with them. So in terms, that could be your spirit guides as well, or people in business even for you, where you feel like you've achieved so much and you're now up at this level. And there's some other people around you at that level as well. So for some, that's spirit and guides, and for some of you, that might even be physical human beings that have been supporting you, or maybe you looked up to or as a mentor, and now you've reached that level yourself where you're up there as well. This is all about your future too. And the swan, what a beautiful swan. I always think of the ugly duckling story when I look at a swan, and I do feel that story coming through here of maybe it's, you know, it's your time to be that swan and not the ugly duckling that's coming through for you. Like, you've worked so hard to achieve this goal and to work at what you're doing right now, that's something that's you're growing into being that swan, and you're going to be able to flourish and swim. When I look at this card, it's the Geomancer. I just feel like this is a lot about, so magic and being, she's actually like, looks like she's planting seeds that are growing. So for your future, I just have this, I'm going to pick another card because I want to see what comes after it. But I feel like this is you, and it's not a negative card. It's showing all the seeds that you have been planting for so long now too, not just recently or not just in your future, but the seeds that you have been planting starting to grow here in your future. I feel it's such a positive card about the goals that you've been setting. And I'm going to choose, very Aussie, I'm going to choose one of these cards. Now, I've only looked at one of these cards before, so I haven't actually read them. So we'll see what comes up intuitively. As the final card for you, some advice, where you're going to be. The Scribe. Such a powerful card. I just feel like everything you have set out to achieve is coming true. I feel like for some of you, it might be something to do with writing or reading or communication. Something you've been working towards. It's got both two ibis, the bin chickens, we call them, the bin chickens, because they love to take food out of the rubbish bins when they live in the cities. I almost feel like that's representing like something that some people might look at as rubbish. So for some of you, that could be in terms of business, actually. That's coming through for some of you as an upcycle there. So for others of you, it's like you've started down here and you've worked your way up, and you've had to work really hard and do a lot of research and planning and writing and to get there. So coming from feeling like I'm a bin chicken, but I'm not, you know, that is not a very nice term for the ibis, but, you know, representing that being in the trash or starting down low and working your way up, and that real independence energy too to get up there. Even working on your tongue, working on the things you've said, working on your speech, working on your self-talk. And if you're not doing those things, then I would take that as some advice to do those things to get to where you want to go. There's so much symbology in this. It's even got the scarab beetle. So again, the rebirth as well with the scarab for me, ending and new beginnings. I feel like there's something really big that's going to be happening for you in the future. Something you've been working on and putting energy into for quite some time, but have had to put on hold for whatever reason, to do with moving, money, or time's coming in a lot there. So it might be a time factor right now for you. I hope that you enjoyed your reading today. Please let me know if they did resonate. I'd love to get some feedback. And if it didn't resonate, also go and check out number 1, number 2. I did find number 1 and number 2 may have slipped into each other a little bit energetically. There was some similar messages there. So I really hope this worked for you, and I wish you all the best on your endeavors with whatever you're working on for the future. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Start afresh, breathing in and out.
heart, I see it in your soul. I see the light is shining brighter. You're a warrior, fighter. I see it in your heart, I see it in your soul. I see the light, it's shining brighter. You're a warrior, fighter. I see it in your heart, I see it in your soul. Your light is shining brighter. You're a warrior, a fighter. I see it in your heart, I see it in your soul. I see the light shining brighter. You're a warrior, fighter. I see it in your heart, I see it in your soul. I see the light